Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead. Time for supper. So tonight we're going to have to bake something and fry something, and there's going to be a little bit more prep included, but I think it's going to turn out great. Just like with some of the other recipes with the reels, it doesn't give me the amounts of spices or anything, so I'm just going to guesstimate. What else can you do? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I peeled up sweet potatoes. I love sweet potatoes, but I hate cutting them. I wish they weren't so hard to cut. It would be a lot more fun. Let me try it this way on this one. Like that. Like that. I don't know how thick the chunks are supposed to be. Nothing else. We're just assuming. Because these reels really don't give you, like, tons of information. So I'm going to put them in chunks like that, probably. And we're going to do that with 2 sweet potatoes. It says with large ones, but I didn't want it. There was like this size or, you know, the gargantuan ones, and I don't like the real big ones to try to cut through. If you want to do a baked potato or something with them, that's probably better, but yeah. I think I'm going to do the chunks just a little bit smaller, because after all, this is going into a bowl. And we don't want them to be too big. So let me get these all chopped up and then I'll come right back. Okay, so now because it doesn't say how much of each spice, I'm just going to guesstimate on my own. So we're going to cover that in olive oil. And I'm going to use a teaspoon of paprika. And if you guys want to adjust it to fit your needs, then by all means. Because it doesn't say. It just says garlic powder, onion powder, and salt and pepper, and yeah, that's what it says. And then I'm going to put a teaspoon of garlic powder on it. We're going to do a teaspoon of onion powder. And then we're going to do some salt and pepper. And I didn't replace the battery, so how weird is that? It's working fine today. Oops, I spoke too soon. Alright, and then we're going to put some salt in there. And then we're going to get that all stirred together. You guys like my spoon? Alfred sent me that a while back. I like it. And it's soon going to be football season, and Tom will be talking all about the Spartans and the Lions. I'm going to put just a little bit more. There, that's a little better. Look at that. Beautiful. So now we want to put them on our baking sheet. I've got my oven preheated to 400. Don't want to leave any out. That's not cool. And we want to spread them out. And we're going to put them in the oven. He said for 45 minutes to an hour. So we're going to set it for 45 minutes. There, we got that started. Now, I'm going to start up a pound of hamburger. Where's my squishy thing? There we go. I always think I got everything out and then I don't. Like I need another little bowl out. I tell you, sometimes my brain just doesn't function well. And Tom grabbed me the new burger again. I keep telling him, don't do that. But what does he do? He grabs the new. But that's okay, because you know what? He's always there to help, so that's what's important. Now, I'm going to season up that meat too. And it says same spices. But I don't think I'm going to use a full teaspoon. I'm going to use probably a half a teaspoon of everything. Dinner can't come too soon. I'm getting hungry. Half a teaspoon of paprika. And we'll do some onion powder. And we'll do our salt and pepper. We don't need this anymore. I know I don't have a lot of covered counter space, so it's nice when, well, for my kitchen size I do, really. I wished I had a, what do they call those, an island, then I could videotape differently, but I don't have one. My kitchen is like a horseshoe. So there's absolutely no room at all for that. None. Alright. So the next thing we need to do is, I'm going to let that cook a little bit before I start turning it, is we're going to chop up part of a red onion. I think I'll probably have leftovers, so Tom's going to start that side job tomorrow. Hopefully finish it tomorrow. Hopefully. Pray that it does. This time it's a furnace, not an air conditioner. Alright, so we'll put that in a bag in the refrigerator. And we're going to dice us up some red onion. I think we should call this purple onion because it sure looks purple to me, not red. We can get all this prepped up while everything is cooking and getting prepared. That works out great, I think. I can turn that down a little bit. We don't need it that high. I'm turning into Tom. Everything goes on high. But you know what? I remember when I first started cooking, everything was on high too. So I think it's like a rite of passage. And then we learn to start to adjust it, you know, and it turns out a little bit better. So he's learning. And honestly, you guys, it'll be so nice when he's fully retired, if he ever does. And, you know, we actually have time to cook together like that because I do have fun in the kitchen with him. And that's a good thing. Now we're going to use some tomato. This is out of my garden. I'm going to have Tom do a lot of picking tonight because I think I'm going to do a recipe tomorrow. Well, I'm going to can up what frozen tomatoes I have and what other red ones he can find tonight. But he needs to get me out some green ones too. So we can get those out of the garden and get them used up. So we're just going to dice these up too. I know you guys say you like to watch me prep, so here we go. We're prepping, we're prepping. I'll tell you, I love this tomato knife. I use it even when I'm canning, just to chop them in half or quarters or whatever. It works so good. I try to start using a different one, and it just doesn't work as well. And then we're going to put the tomatoes in there too. in a separate bowl. And I just made a mess. Go figure, right? Alright, let me clean that up and I'll be right back. That's better. Now the next thing we're also going to do, that was from that big jar. That's all I got left. And I forgot to look down there when we were down there last to see if they had any more of the big jars, because they were $2.50. And we just want to kind of dice these up too. I don't have to make Tom a bowl tonight because he doesn't work tomorrow, but I might make leftovers. We'll see. If he thinks of the lady that he's working with, if she'll let him use his microwave so he could heat up some lunch. Because usually Tom will eat breakfast before he leaves, and then he won't eat again all day long. That should be good. And I hate that he does that because he should be eating something. I'll have him take at least a couple of teas with him. That's just how he is, you know, he just doesn't, I don't know. Now when he worked this side job over here, I would just take him down stuff so that I knew he was going to eat something or drink something or whatever. Because it was only really like a half mile from here. Not too far at all. So now I'm going to make my own kind of special sauce. It really didn't say how, so we're just going to wing it with something that'll actually fit in there. I thought about making some of this and just putting it in a squirt bottle, and then you have it for when you want it, you know. So I'm going to use my mayo, which is Miracle Whip. And I think about the stuff that you'd put on a burger. Ketchup, mustard, mayo. We're going to add some ketchup to that. And then I'm going to add some mustard to it. And let's get that all mixed together. You can put spices in there if you want. You can do whatever you want. It's yours. I know I had that lady say the other day, you want to sell your cookbook, but yeah, you tell everybody, you know, do what you want. But cookbooks are actually, you know, just like any recipe. It's a, you know, a starting point. And then if you want to follow it completely, you do. If you don't, then you don't. So let's take a taste of that. That's good. Very, very good. Alright, so now I need to get my hamburger done, and I need to get the potatoes done, and then I'll bring you back, and we're going to put all this together. So Tom should be here any minute, so let's put together these bowls. So the first thing we're going to use is our sweet potatoes. And I am packing him a bowl for tomorrow. Because after I told him what it is, he said, I think it'd be alright cold. So he's going to take one with him on his side job tomorrow. So we're going to put those potatoes in first. And then we're going to put burger over top. This way I feel better. At least I know he's going to eat something. So I told him, you know you're spoiled. He goes, I know. And he is. He's spoiled. But that's alright. Spoiled husband, happy husband, right? Alright, so the next thing I never did say what I was making. These are sweet potato cheeseburger bowls. So the next thing we do is put cheese over top. I've seen that thing that throws flames and it'll melt your cheese when you want it to. But, you know, I have to wonder if you don't taste the butane from it. And I really don't want to taste butane. So, I don't think I'll be getting one. They're not that expensive either, but I just don't think so. Alright, so the next thing we're going to put lettuce on there. I'm doing all three at one time here. Getting stuff all over the floor so I can sweep it all up when I'm done here. And then we're going to do tomatoes. We're going to put extra on his because, you know, he really likes tomatoes. And then we'll put the rest of them over here. And then we're going to do onions. Just like so. And then I'll put the rest on mine. Then we want pickles. There we go. And that one needs pickles too. Then we're going to use our secret sauce. And kind of just drizzle it over top. It's not a very good drizzle, but that's alright. I thought about making it like the sauce that, you know, for McDonald's, but I got to thinking about it. You know, we're already putting pickles in it, so we really don't need to add more to it. Yes, Belle, we hear you. Let's get his bowl over here done. I think I might have made just enough sauce. Put a little bit more there. A little bit more there. And it's all gone. Package his up to go tomorrow. And I'll send him a bottle of tea. And then he can eat. So there we go. Sweet potato cheeseburger bowl. So as soon as he gets here, I'll meet you at the table. Hi, Tom.
Hello.
There's dinner.
Yeah.
It's sweet potato cheeseburger bowl.
I seen a pickle.
Yes, there's a pickle in there. And I made you a bowl to take to that side job tomorrow. But I got lots of stuff for you to pick tonight. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that? You're not putting the fork down, so I guess it's pretty good, huh? Mm-hmm. You like the bowls that we've done this week?
Well, they've been really good.
Alrighty. So we're going to let the hungry man eat. You guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing, and goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
You guys have a great night.